morning, you guys. How are
Morning.
you?
How are
Yeah,
you?
good.
Good. I'm excited to talk about season 2 because I feel like that's when you get to really flesh out a series. So where do we find, Stephanie, Anthony, where do we find John and Quiet?
You want to go?
Well, we're kind of, I guess, we found ourselves in an awkward position of me being inside the walls and her finding her own world outside of the walls and becoming her own entity, and me being my own entity. Individual.
Yeah, you know, like in high school when you're together and then you go to college and then you come back together and you're like,
And she gets a boyfriend who has a car and a job and can't compete.
is
so
this the right situation for me? I'm not
'cause you're
sure. Have I outgrown
struggling,
you?
eating peanut butter and jelly, trying
know
to make
what
a
I mean?
life for yourself, and she's dating some dude who has everything you don't.
Anthony, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
You know what?
Yeah, that's your flashing back a
Been
little
out of
bit.
college
You
a
flashing
while.
back.
I'm okay,
You flashing
I'm
back.
okay.
But it is very like, do we still connect in the
Yep.
same way? And I think these characters will always connect in the same way, right? So
Yeah.
then they kind of are finding each other again, and then we're entering this incredible tournament, which I think we as actors have been waiting for. I think fans of the game have been waiting for. That's the game, right?
Yeah.
It's all these cars just smashing into each other, and that's what season 2 is really about.
And again, being a dude with the dopest car and still not getting credit for it from the girl you're in love with. Yeah.
Sure, that's part of it. That was Anthony's
Yeah.
motivation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had nothing to do with the writing of this series.
But the joyride is over. The tournament is here. I'll need to end every last driver that gets in my way. No pressure or anything.
Okay, so but I do want to know, because obviously, like, if a book is adapted into a movie or a show, a lot of people, protect it, or they're, weary about what will come from the show or the movie. What is it like with a video game? I mean, the reception has been amazing, but are you guys always worried about staying true to the essence of the game?
Well, the essence of Twisted Metal is really interesting because there was no story. The entire idea of the game was to twist some metal. It was a bunch of cars. Everybody had different powers. Everybody had different weapons, and see who you could just blow up. So I was very bad at it, by the way. But that being said, we had the ability to really create our own world and make up our own stories to kind of make sense of the world that the video game had became. So we had like free reign to just go as far as we want.
I love that.
Hence my whole youth being told in this season.
We do get more backstory, and then we see some familiar faces as well. Sweet Tooth is back.
Of course.
We get to see him. But tell me about Calypso and this new element.
I am Calypso, and I invite you to compete.
Calypso, played by Anthony Carrigan,
Yeah.
is, the villain-ish that everybody's been waiting for. Calypso is real.
Kind of misunderstood good guy is the way.
We maybe don't see the eye to eye on that. I will say Anthony Carrigan is such a brilliant actor, has brought so much interesting stuff to this role. Very charismatic, very like weirdly sexy and kind of like a cool goth way, and
can see it, I can see it.
very powerful in our game. I mean, essentially the tournament is, if you win, you get your greatest wish, which is pretty incredible. Although fans of the game know that Calypso doesn't always grant the wishes that way we want them to be granted. So I think there's a lot of twists in the second season. There were definitely times when I was reading the script and I was like, oh no, what's happening now? So I'm hoping that translates when people watch it.
And I think one of the big components to this season, much like last season, Sweet Tooth was the big star and we were just hanging out trying to be in his background. I think the excitement for Axel and having Axel on set and we built an actual being.
It looks
it's
crazy.
insane. Like
It looks crazy.
The fact that we were able to build it practically, and Mike Shaw stepped in and did a phenomenal job and gave a character like you didn't know anything about, gave him so much heart and beauty and history. It's just, we were able to give everybody in this season a story.
Yeah.
My favorite character,
me.
she's
It's me, right? You guys
I'm right here.
Well, I mean,
Don't worry about it. You don't have to go on.
But your
You don't have to
second
go on.
favorite.
It's a vibe. But I think we have a really group of cool, interesting characters this season.
1000%. And I mean, you lead me to my next question, which is this world that you guys create and being able to get lost in this fictional world. What are we seeing? I mean, we're going to bring the action, the cars, but just the set. Describe that to me.
Well, we blew up suburban Toronto to where we were told that we couldn't come back. Yeah. Like, literally, when we left.
Did they tell us that?
They did.
And they're Canadian, so they're nice.
On the call.
I was not aware.
I was on the call. Thank you guys for playing. You're not doing
No.
So it was great. It was a wonderful time, and we found the backdrop to make a world that looked realistic. Yeah. And we were able to blow up enough stuff and create enough creatures to where people would look at it and think it's an actual place.
Yeah. And there's like different. I think the coolest thing about season 2 is like not unlike the game. There's like levels. You're sort of beating these rounds and kind of moving to the next level, and nothing really looks the same. And there's all these different kinds of places that you're literally opening doors and you're in a new place, which is very exciting. I think visually for the audience.
I hear Atlanta's a great place to shoot season 3, so sorry to the mayor of Toronto, but...
Atlanta.
But you guys show such range. Obviously, Anthony, you're no stranger to action, and even just like talking to you today, I'm like, oh my gosh, it's crazy how different you are from your character. Is it fun for you guys to add the elements of like humor and really explore these characters?
Of course. It's so fun to poke at Anthony and see if I could make him laugh and break, and he's one of my favorite people to act with. I mean, I think he's incredibly alive during the scenes, so like anything you throw at him, he's gonna respond back to you. He's never just like doing it rote, every time is alive and new. I don't know if you know, but he's Juilliard trained. He's very, 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 very fancy.
Listen.
No, it's the great thing about this show, and the great thing about having this second season with Stephanie is us knowing each other's vocabulary now and being safe and comfortable enough with each other that we can bring stuff to the table, and knowing that that person will go along with it and feed into it and build it into something. There's so many different moments in this season where that wasn't on the page, or that wasn't something that came from somebody else. It just organically happened. So,
or like a joke that Anthony couldn't land.
Well,
and then we had to work it out.
Had to work it out. A lot of bad jokes.
How does it make you guys feel? Because something that kept coming up, the more I just looked into like the reception of the show, was that people binged it. In today's day and age, with all the content, everything that's out there, this was like something that people were like, I wanted to watch one episode and sat there and watched all 10. So how does that make you guys feel?
I'm not a binge guy. I like to watch an episode and take some time with it. Like, I'm big into tea now. Yeah. So I'll have a cup of tea and think about it and maybe go back to it, watch
that's
something
adorable.
else. I'm that guy. I mean, look, I got a couch.
This makes sense to me.
Send the
so
link.
when I get on my couch,
really
it's a
makes sense
thing,
to me.
Yeah. So I'm not a binger. I like to spend time and absorb the episodic reality of watching shows like this.
Okay.
I'm sure when this one is, watch all of them at once.
I mean, listen, things that I like, I sort of have to parse out, but like I'm glad that people liked it. You know, that's the main. I didn't know that people binged it. It's really lovely to hear. It's amazing.
Yeah, I will say it just speaks to how you can't turn away. Yeah. And it really brought people into your universe. I want to talk about Avengers Doomsday. Congrats. I mean, you talked a little bit about how it gives you that old Marvel feel. Yeah. What do you mean by that?
Well, I mean, when you look at the Marvel characters in the universe that we've created, there's a idealistic nature of the type of story you want and the type of feel you want coming from those films. I feel like, and I've said it before and I'll say it again, that last moment in Endgame was probably one of the most poignantly realistic moments in film history. I think and that was a true Marvel moment. I don't think any other studio, any other directors, any other group of actors could have contextually put that moment together and made it that real. Yeah. So that being said, I think this is a lot of carrying over and feel and depth of that moment coming into the new universe. Because from my movie, we're now building on top of that to, you know, this just being a chaotic destruction of the world.
Yeah. I mean, you guys are no stranger to blowing things up, clearly. Stephanie, what do you hope that fans get out of season 2?
I hope they like the ride.
Yeah?
I hope they like the ride. They deserve it, you know? They watched all of season 1. They liked it, and we hope that, you know, what we did in season 2 was even better. We hope that we leveled up for them and that they like the ride.
Yes. I love seeing your guys' interaction because it all makes sense about the chemistry on screen is definitely off screen as well. Thank you guys so much for your time. I appreciate
Thanks,
it.
Mona.
Thank you.
Enjoy
Thank
that.